Hello everybody, welcome back to another reading. Today we're taking a look at the case of Raymond Green, who was born on November 1st, 1978 in Atlanta, Georgia. And while at the hospital, his mother, Donna Green, was befriended by a woman calling herself Lisa. Now, 5 days later, that woman showed up at her house, and while Donna was taking a shower, Lisa took Raymond and left. Of course, at the time, she hadn't yet taken a picture of Raymond yet, so there's no photos of him as an infant. So all the photos you see of him is actually a composite of his siblings and other family members to give an idea of what he might look like today. There is a sketch of the alleged abductor, Lisa. All the info I can find on her, aside from the sketch, was that according to Atlanta PD, the suspect is a black female, approximately 5'6", with a mole on her face. So neither Raymond nor Lisa have been seen since. There was, I believe in 2014, somebody in Germany whom they suspected may have been Raymond. I believe somebody in Australia had seen this person in Germany and believed that they were Raymond, and they had the person take a DNA test. I didn't see a follow-up of that, but that's been 10 years, so I am assuming that the DNA test turned out negative for at least being related to Donna. Now, even though there aren't really any good leads right now, his mother Donna still believes that she's going to be reunited with her son. And that is very much possible. It does sound like an abduction case by somebody whom did not have a ways of getting their own children somehow. But in any case, we don't really know too much about this case other than what I've just mentioned. So we're going to take a look at this case using the tarot. And we're going to start off with the Urban Tarot deck, which is already on the table. And for any further questions, moving on to the Hush Tarot deck, which is this one. So as per usual, I'm just going to start shuffling the deck. As soon as I have about a table full of cards, we're going to stop and take a look. So without much further ado, let's get started. Alright, so let's take a look what we've got here. We're starting off with somebody feeling kind of at the end of their rope, or at least they're running out of energy over here with the Nine of Wands. And next to that we have the Three of Swords, kind of three as a crowd, maybe also some issues with people in their life that maybe she has some suspicions that there may be something going on with a third person, because I feel like we're looking at this Lisa person from her perspective. Okay, so we're starting off tired, and there may be a three as a crowd vibe going on, which may have something to do with some unhappiness, because we do see the Ace of Cups over there in reverse. So there is some type of happy beginning or some type of initiative that is not coming through, or is not coming through in the way that they want it. And then we have the Sun in reverse. I kind of feel, combined with the Hermit as well, also withdrawing from things. This seems like something I would see, like if we took this Lisa, for instance, this may be a person who has trouble for instance, having certain initiatives coming to fruition. You see a small child running here, so maybe they had some issues with conceiving and producing children of their own, and that may have caused some trouble that was just ongoing in their relationship, like just expecting something to happen and it's just not coming to fruition at all. And maybe there was a certain expectation within the relationship that there would be children, and then no children actually materialize, and that really puts a strain on their relationship, which make her withdraw more gradually. Over here we have worry, and it is a card with a lot of medical stuff going on in the background. There may have been a medical cause for them to not be able to conceive themselves that they definitely were very much concerned with. So I'm guessing this is also after a long period of not being able to conceive. They may have gone to seek out medical attention and were told that there is just something wrong with them, and that is why they can't actually conceive or having trouble conceiving. They have then the Eight of Swords, so this one's called interference. Maybe there's just something going on upstairs now that is causing a lot of thoughts to pop up. Maybe this is the period after their doctor appointment and they got the news that all they could think about was, I can't do it on my own, I need to do something else, I need to have a kid because there's this issue going on over here, what am I going to do, what am I going to do? And there's just a lot of stuff going on in their mind at that point. And that may have gotten some wires crossed. As you can see under the TV, it's not just the swords that are crossing, there's a lot of wires going on down there as well. So maybe these thoughts, these repeated thoughts, got things messed up inside, and they came to some type of issue, or they were starting to plan something, because the Two of Wands over here is also just planning out a route, and it could be a physical route, it could also just be a route in which they could maybe sort somebody's cables out. So maybe this is where they started to make a plan to go and fix things. The Five of Cups is here, so they're only really able to look at things that they've lost and not the things that they do have. So really their entire focus at this point in their life is, I can have children, that is the entire thing in my life right now, that is the most important thing, that's the only thing I can think about, like that. That's what we're seeing here. Next card is the Princess of Cups, and in this deck that is the Page of Cups. It's in reverse, so we have a bit of a negative surprise, maybe something that they didn't see coming. Maybe this is also the part where they share the news maybe with the person that they're with, because we have here the Lovers as well, and that is now in reverse. So maybe after sharing this news with whoever it is that they were with, their relationship took a definite negative turn for the worse, and that may have led to even worse things, but we don't know that yet. We're going to grab the Hush Tarot for the next round, see what happens after this point. So I'm guessing at this point they've been told that they're just not medically able to conceive, and now they've also told the person that they're with after much deliberation internally by themselves, and that's going to cause a divide. We have here the Ace of Wands, though. That's the first card that comes up. And, or is it the Swords? Let me take a look. I think swords are a different icon in this deck. Gotta quickly find one in order to have a demonstration. There we go. Swords is a different icon. I keep getting confused, but this is indeed the wand. So this is the Ace of Wands popping up. So there is an idea. An interesting part about this Ace of Wands is that it has this bird making a nest basically next to the ear of the person, and it's almost like if you look at their face, they're not really looking very, I would say, emotionally well balanced. So they're looking pretty perturbed, a little bit obsessed at this bird that's making a nest in their ear. So maybe the thing that was initially inside their head, what they were like thinking about, is now causing something to pop up in the real world, some type of plan maybe coming to fruition here to fix their situation, some type of a new initiative that they're going to undertake, because the wands are of course about actions and the like. Let's see what else we can find about this. Okay, there's one flipped and then a couple fell. The one that flipped is the Knight of Wands. Okay, so now we're also doing bad things At least these are negative things that we're doing, things that we probably already know are not good to undertake, but we're doing them anyway. And then we have a couple of cards that fell off screen. The 3 more wands energy. Actually, there's 4 wands cards here, and then 1 sword. All right, so the 3 of swords is back. So once again, we have some issues in a relationship here. There may be some trouble, but let's take a look at the wands first. 7 of Wands, somebody coming for your position, and this is the Page of Wands, trying to deal with that as much as possible. Maybe this is also them being spurred on here with this 3 of Swords. Like the trouble that we saw over here and the already suspected trouble over here with the 3 of Swords initially, she might be seeing some results of that, and that might spur her on to move faster, because this is like a coming for your position card, this 7 of Wands. So there may be competition on the horizon, or maybe already sitting on the couch, I don't know, but she's doing very hasty actions as a result of that. So this is like a panic action that's being undertaken right here. Let's see what happens as a result of that action. What's happening now? Oop, that's a whole small stack, but it's not that big, so I'm gonna grab it. Fool in reverse. Okay, so we're definitely keeping our eye on the goal here. We're not letting anybody take things, at least we're not taking anything for granted. We're taking full control of whatever it is that we're doing over here with the Fool in reverse. We have the 10 of Pentacles. All right, so now we're suddenly looking at some gains here. We're feeling pretty good. And the King of Pentacles as well. We're really managing our resources here. And the 3 of Pentacles in reverse, so we're not working together. So it's like gaining a bunch of resources, also being very methodical about that, because of the King of Pentacles over there. King of Pentacles knows how to handle his money, so to speak. And the 3 of Pentacles in reverse suggests to me that this is the parts where she acquired Raymond, so to speak, and the other person did not know what was going on because they were not involved, because the 3 of Pentacles is normally like a working together card. So this is her working on her own to suddenly have this wealth, this gain, and this may be that she has pretended for a while to be pregnant, and then suddenly the baby is here, and oh, look at this child, isn't it amazing, it looks like you, it looks like me, like all that sort of thing going on. And we are kind of celebrating that, but it's a one-sided action that took place here. Let's see what's next. Like, so far it's reading as a desperate attempt to try and trap somebody in a relationship, like that type of thing. And then we have the 10 of Swords. All right, so we're feeling pretty bad though, like suspecting that all sorts of things are probably gonna happen to them. There's all sorts of flowers growing out of their back, like instead of swords we're seeing flowers. So it's kind of like they expect some type of reaction, like they may expect that they'll pop up on the news, and they might expect that somebody recognizes the baby. They might expect that somebody on the street is going to say something to them, because the swords of course are also a suit of words and thoughts. So maybe they're like living under this fear that they were going to get caught, but we're looking at some flowers blooming. So instead of being caught, they may have seen all of their fears one by one coming to naught. And possibly I feel like this is also kind of like having positive experiences that are unexpected and also expected to be fleeting, because it is like a very dramatic card, like, oh my god, things are going to go so badly for me, but meanwhile look at all these good things, and then good things happen. Yeah, well, that's just temporary. Somebody's going to come in any day to take this child away from me, like that type of mindset, I feel. So they had a while where they were very careful not to enjoy themselves too much, because they probably felt like things were going to go south pretty soon. Oh, there's one over there, and there's one over here. The Hanged Man. Alright, so we're not looking at anything from a different perspective. This Hanged Man is actually trying to loosen themselves from whatever it is that's tying them, like trying to get out of a trap. Also hiding their identity because they have a mask on, which is interesting. So maybe while they're hiding themselves, they are kind of still entrapped, but very careful to observe their environment. If somebody's watching, for instance, like they have this thing that they're kind of trapped in, and they also don't want anybody else to notice them. Yeah, we're hiding lots of things here with the moon, so we are keeping things hidden, and we're being very careful who we share our information with, and we're also always on the lookout with that eye there in the middle, just trying to keep things quiet and not arouse any suspicions. Let's go back to the Urban Tarot, because of course at this point she's just kind of living her life. But what about Raymond? What happened to him? Did he suspect anything? Well, I mean, he was 5 days old, so he wouldn't have known anything about what was going on, but had he suspected anything growing up, maybe? All right, so I think Raymond, if we're looking at his perspective right now, he's had a decent childhood. I think he didn't want for anything, at least by the 9 of Pentacles. They probably had enough of whatever it is that they could have wanted. Like toys. I imagine that they were spoiled. It kind of looks like it. They were definitely pampered. If you look at that card, this person's in a spa, looking like they're in a very nice environment as well. What else can we see about their upbringing? Whoops, that's a lot. Okay, so I guess we're speaking very quickly at this point. Let's see now. We have strength in reverse. All right, so we may be kind of kept small in a way, like maybe the parents that they thought were their parents were trying to keep them dependent somehow, like taking things out of their hands instead of letting them develop independence and let them take care of their own stuff, just trying to keep them small and within their control. I think we have the 2 of Pentacles. We had to balance things out. Maybe there were some people that were kind of unreliable in a way, or they really had to watch their step in a certain way, like almost like a gilded cage is starting to look like a bit. Like they have everything that they want, but they also have to be very careful, and their strength is limited. And then we have the Ace of Wands. All right, so we are taking some actions here. I think this is now a later life type of thing. Like this is the early childhood, and then we have somebody who is actually trying to do things here with the Ace of Wands. They have some initiative, and we see here the Prince of Discs, which is basically the Knight of Pentacles. So somebody who is very even-keeled, also very good with their resources. I think their childhood prepared them for being very responsible, very careful with their spending and stuff like that. We also have here the Queen of Wands, who is also very willful. So I think on top of being very good at watching their spending and not doing anything too crazy, like building on their career, that sort of thing. We also see somebody who's very professional. This is a very professional looking person, public defender. Maybe they also had attraction to public speaking roles, or some type of public role where they were trying to defend people because of public defender. Maybe they wanted to go into politics, or they were some type of, I don't know, important person in a large company. It kind of feels like that. Like they got this attitude where they just decided that they were going to be this professional person that was going to work things out, have a great career, that type of thing. The Hierophant over here is in reverse. I think that they are averse to any sort of organized religion, maybe. Like maybe some of this in the past here is they grew up in this gilded cage where there was also a strict belief system that they tried to evade later in life. Like when they were able to get out on their own, they were careful not to sign up for anything like that. So far we're looking at what seems to be a fairly successful life, but is he ever going to question his background? Is there anything that happened perhaps that made them question their background? Like, have they ever suspected anything like that? Whoops. Okay. This one first. We have the Chariot. Okay, so we're definitely being slowed down here, and maybe this is also them having asked questions and not getting any answers to their questions. Just like over here with Strength in reverse, that you just don't really get the answers that they're looking for. The Seven of Wands, again, we see somebody coming for the position. It could be that they were challenged a lot, or maybe they were challenging a lot, and perhaps the wealth that they thought they had at the beginning turned out not to be what they thought it was. This background looks, it's rings, but it kind of looks like a wall of spikes. Like, okay, you want this wealth, but you also need to go through this and that in order to get it. And these may have been hoops that he didn't want to jump through. So maybe they also said goodbye to whatever heritage they may have gotten. I feel like this is pointing towards them having challenged these parents and kind of abandoned that family in a hurry as well, because we see here the Eight of Wands. So I think also this person is delivering food by the looks of things. I think that they just very quickly wanted to become independent and they kind of ran away from there. Maybe literally, maybe figuratively, maybe they got a job as soon as they could and just decided to be their own man as soon as possible so that they could get out of that situation. Looks like they were trying to escape, and they tried to escape by being as wealthy as possible. Nine of Swords, we are worried about something, and it is something that is within them, has been within them for quite a long time. I feel like maybe some type of concern that's always been bubbling in the background, something that's kind of been brooding there. But are they ever going to figure out that their parents are not who they say they are, and are we ever going to see them reunited with their actual family? Let's see if we can get any cards about that. Oops. Okay, we have the Eight of Cups on its side, so we're kind of doubting about walking away. We might be toying with the idea of walking away. We're also not in a hurry. More like, I'm okay where I am now. I'm comfortable where I am now. But maybe one day if they really get too bad, then I might actually leave this behind. Kind of like just kind of tolerating the situation, but with a side eye to the exit, sort of. Oh, that one flipped. Let's see. This is the Queen of Cups in reverse. Somebody might be emotionally manipulating them. Could be that they can't really walk away because whomever it was, this may be the Lisa that we're looking at, is has got some type of grip on them emotionally. They might be trying to emotionally blackmail them into staying, just trying to manipulate them into not cutting ties completely. This might be somebody who is fairly good at manipulating people in general. So what's next? Oops, that one really flipped. All right, let's see who we got here. We've got the Queen of Swords in reverse. Okay, so they're saying bad things. They might also be lying a lot. So I think that this is the Lisa emotionally manipulating him and also spinning lots of lies, which is making them want to leave. But just there's something about it that makes them unable to do so. Are they ever going to manage it though? Let's take a look what we got. Page of Swords. Okay, so they may at one point say something that is so unthought through that it makes them want to leave, makes Raymond want to leave, and maybe this mother character just drops something that makes him go, excuse me, what? And then he'll be like, I don't know about that, and that will probably make them want to take flight, as this person appears to be trying to do. Then we have the Queen of Wands. So once again, we are being very willful. We have the Queen of Wands here again. So that same willfulness that he's probably applying to their career, they are now also applying that to their personal relationships, I believe, after this remark that was made. So now we're seeing them actually putting some thoughts into action, I believe. Also, they're slaying this crow. It looks as though they've like got this crow in the water pinned underneath them. Like, okay, I'm going to do what I want now. Like initially, the queen over there had this crow under control. But now the roles are kind of reversed. Like the crow is now the other person rather than them not being able to contain the crow earlier, because it looks as though the queen has no issues with that. But I guess the queen is now the one eating crow, so to speak. All right, let's see what else we can find. Oh, that one must have just slide off the top. Now, what do we got here? We've got the Two of Swords. All right, so we're being of two minds. So they're definitely wanting to take action, but they're not entirely sure what it is that they want to do. They're still trying to figure out what the best step is going to be at this point in time, whatever this point in time was. But we're looking at the future because he hasn't actually shown up yet. Is he going to find his way back to his family? Let's see, we have here the Lovers in reverse. We're still busy signing off from whatever mindset they had signed up with initially, of course, growing up with these people. So there's definitely a chasm or a divide growing steadily between them and their parents, quote unquote, because of course those are the thieves. At least one of them is. We have a whole stack of cards here, actually. Let's take a look. These will be the last cards for today. The Chariot. Okay, so we are taking some action here, and we're going very quickly now that this chasm is here. And then we have Temperance, because we've lost our Temperance. We are no longer waiting. The patience that they probably showed here with the Eight of Cups is now out the door, looks as though, because now they are finally able to break free. We have the Ten of Wands. We're just carrying this burden that we don't want anymore. And initially we may have wanted it because it looked cute, like over here this person is carrying this kitten. It's a huge thing, though. It may be a very cute kitten, but it can walk on its own. There's nothing wrong with its legs. It doesn't need to be carried by them anymore. So they're like, okay, yeah, take care of yourself. You're an adult. You can do things on your own. You don't need me. That type of thing. Now we are seeing our wealth come into play. I feel like the wealth that they've built up with their initially wanting to break free, that's now being put to good use. Three of Wands is looking to make travel plans. And then we have the Six of Cups in reverse. I feel like they are planning things for sure. Like they're planning to go somewhere. They don't really know where yet, but they are thinking back about their past to things like, oh yeah, that wasn't very good either, and that wasn't very good either. I feel like this is them trying to figure out anything, like if there were any clues in their past, and trying to use that as some type of guide or a roadmap to find their way back to wherever. They may also be like looking at websites about missing kids and stuff like that, and just trying to figure out if there's anything out there that could help them reunite. Now let's see if they also manage it sometime in the future. Okay, Five of Swords. They may be kind of barking up the wrong tree here. So they need to reevaluate their strategy, because this is also a card game. Like they might be treating it as a bit of a strategy game. Like I need to approach it like this, I need to approach it like that. And I feel like that single-mindedness that they had earlier that helped them build their career may now also be kind of getting in the way with, no, it has to be this. And they've got this mind, like this argument going on internally that's keeping them from reaching the actual goal. And they're also kind of stuck on one point because all swords are pointing towards one thing, but that's not the winning card, so to speak. So they need to probably reevaluate their strategy and try again, try a new round. But of course it is a game and games can be restarted, so I think that it is going to keep trying, and hopefully one day he'll figure it out. But they'll have to fix their mindset first and their thoughts around this topic. So it looks as though he is trying. So that does give me some hope that eventually he'll figure it out. It sounds like they're a smart kid. Like they're not a kid anymore, but like they're pretty smart and they're very driven. So hopefully that'll also drive them back home one day. We can only hope. But that is what I'm seeing for Raymond Green. I hope you found that interesting. Make sure to leave a like and a comment. That really helps the channel along. If you want to subscribe, that's even better. Much appreciated. I hope to see you in another video. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye for now.